Hello traders, welcome back to this video. It's another beautiful day to do our top-down analysis. I hope you guys are having a very good week so far. And today here I come back again with some few pairs to analyze for you guys. So number one, I have NAS 100. So on NAS 100, if you have been following up my analysis, I have been looking for some good selling opportunities to the downside. And currently, right now, we still have to look for those selling opportunities. And back into the daily time frame, you can see clearly that price is having that downtrend to the downside. So we had a very beautiful change of character here after price formed this break of structure, and that is why we have been looking for those sells to the downside. So we expect price to be taking out this external liquidity, and then after there we will know what to do next. So currently right now we still have to look for those selling opportunities to the downside. We had some good change of character here in the 1 hour time frame, and since then we have been looking for that selling opportunity to the downside. So we formed the last break of structure here, and right now price looks like it is having that pullback. Remember that we always expect a 50% retracement. For example, from this high to this low, price pulled back into the 50% level, and then we had that move to the downside. Also on this other side here, we have to see the price moving back into a 50% level before looking for sales to the downside. So currently right now price is reacting from that 50% level of the Fibonacci retracement tool. And if I come back into the daily time frame, we have price reacting from this fair value gap. So we have this fair value gap here, a very good fair value gap that price left behind. And price always wants to come and mitigate these fair value gaps before having a reaction to the downside. So price tapped into that fair value gap, and that is why we have this selling reaction to the downside. And right now we have that selling, and we need to look for either a sell or a buy, because depending on the structure that is being formed inside this lower time frame. So here we had a very good break here to the upside. After that break of structure, price pulled back down. This low that is the low that formed this break of structure. Price swept that low's liquidity to the downside. Price took out that low's liquidity. We didn't have a candle closing below it, so that means price still went to the upside to form a new break of structure. So we have a valid break of structure to the upside, and this low can be our strong low that once price takes out this low, it means that price really reacted from that area, and then we will be looking to clear this external liquidity. So currently right now, I'll be expecting the price to come back down, react from this area here. Let us see if we can have more buys from this area. If price will be looking to have a deep retracement, let's say maybe into this 4 hour area here, we have a very good point of interest up there. So if price will be having a reaction to the upside to come into the extreme points of interest, let us try to look for a confirmation from this point. So what we need to see is the price coming back down, form a very beautiful change of character, and then we take our buys from that area, and we will be targeting that extreme point of interest. So if price comes into that area and then we don't have any confirmation from that point, we don't take any of our trades, and that means that price might take out that low because of that reaction from the 50% level of the Fibonacci retracement tool. So it means that once we don't have that confirmation, we don't take any trade opportunity from that area. So right now I anticipate that price will be having that pullback because of the reaction from that fair value gap, and there that means that we are supposed to be looking for some short-term selling opportunity to the downside, and therefore We have price forming this pullback, a break to the downside. We don't have a candle closing below. So it means that we need to confirm that break of structure to the downside. We only have price sweeping that lows liquidity. So let me delete that. So we only have price sweeping this lows liquidity, and therefore we it means that we have no break of structure yet. So we also have this order block of a 1 hour order block that is unmitigated. And during the New York session, if price wants to have a pullback, I think price might come up there, take out this high as a liquidity, and then mitigate that order block before we see some more sales to the downside. So I think price will be using this order block here as a liquidity, then come up into that area, this 1 hour order block above that point, take out this high as a liquidity, and then we have that massive selling to this low down here. So that is my view, guys. I expect price to have a pullback into this area, and then we look for a selling opportunity from that area. Let us target this point of interest, and then if we have a confirmation from this point of interest, we look to take our buys from that area, stop loss below that point, and then we target as our first profit, take profit will be up there. And then if you wish to hold that trade, we will be looking to target that external liquidity. So that is what I think on NAS 100. Let us wait and see what the price will be having for us today, and then we'll be reacting with how the price reacts from those points of interest. So that is what I think on NAS 100, guys. So my next pair here today, I have Euro USD. So on Euro USD, we have been having a very uh, bad consolidation here. Price has been consolidating around this area, but we also have some structures being formed. We had this break of structure here to the upside, a very good break of structure. And then after that break of structure, price respected this low, went up to form a new break of structure, and right now the price is back to this low down here. And then if price will be having a change of character, we will confirm that price is willing to move to the upside to clear this external liquidity. So we still have to look for buys on Euro USD. Remember, from the daily time frame, we had a very good break of structure, and as you all know, we always expect a pullback at least into the 50% level of the Fibonacci retracement tool, and that is why we expect price to be buying a little bit before we look for more sales to the downside. So inside the lower time frame, that is what we can see, that price is trying to form a break of structures to the upside, and therefore we need to look for some short-term buys to the upside. So currently, right now, in the 1 hour time frame, after that break of structure in the 4 hour time frame to the upside, we have price having this pullback into these lows. Price has already taken out this internal structure, and I think price is taking that internal structure as a liquidity. And then we have price tapping back into this 1 hour order block. So if we have a change of character from this point of interest, we will be taking our buys to the upside. So we had this as our last break here to the downside. Have that break to the downside as our last break of structure, and therefore it means once price clears that high there, we'll be having our change of character to the upside. But if price won't take that high, we expect, let's say, maybe price to come back down once again, take out this lows liquidity, sweep this lows liquidity, and then if we don't have, if price sweeps this low, and then we have a candle closing above this high, we will be having our confirmation that price is willing to move to the upside, and then we will be looking to take our buys from that low to the upside. So on Euro USD, I think we are supposed to be looking for more buys, because price is looking like having a pullback, and then we look to take our buys from those points of interest. Let's say maybe that low down there, and then we target the external liquidity as our first take profit, As we continue to look for buys into this 50% level, I anticipate that our price will be looking to come back into this area up here. So we wait to see if price will be reacting from this low. We need to look for a confirmation before we take any buys to the upside. So that is what I think on Euro USD. Let us wait for a confirmation from this area, and then we take our buys to the upside. So my next pair today is XAU USD. So on gold today, we have a different analysis because we have been expecting some sales to the downside. And I think right now, remember I told you some time back that price might be looking to come into the 50% level of this break of structure to the downside. Remember in the daily time frame, we had this break here to the downside. And when the price was forming this pullback here, you remember this pullback here. So price didn't come into the 50% level. Instead, price continued to break structures to the downside. So currently right now, I expect price to be having that pullback because it looks like we have some buying momentum from this low. So if price will be having that pullback, I think price will be having a pullback into this 50% level before we look for sales the downside. And remember very well that into that 50% level on the daily time frame, we have a very beautiful order block here that is sitting just above this liquidity up here. So I'll be expecting if price will be having that pullback up to that area, this will be my liquidity to be taken out by price, and then we look for selling opportunities from this order block. That is why I've never deleted that area, that point of interest. I still expect price to be having that pullback into that area, take out that high as a sweep of liquidity, and then we look to sell the downside. So currently, right now, price tapped into this area, price tapped into this order block here, and then we have that reaction to the upside. So price tapped into this point of interest, and then we have the market having a change of character to the upside. We have the market changing character to the upside. So let me mark it. So after that change of character, we always expect a pullback at least into the 50% level before we look for more buys to the upside. So if you take your fib level from that low to that high, if we have a pullback into these areas down here, we take our buys to the upside. And to add to our confluence, we have a very beautiful fair value gap. We have this area here as our fair value gap. So that that can add more confluence to our analysis. And if price will be having that pullback, remember we have a change of character, we'll be taking our buys to the upside. So as for me, I'll be waiting for that fair value gap to be taken out, and then we have this area here, we have this area down here, and we also have a very beautiful fair value gap here that was slightly mitigated, but we still have that gap before the price went up the upside. So if price will be having a pullback, let us expect price to have that area mitigated, and then we take our buys from that point. First take profit will be up to this high. Remember that price is going to take out this external liquidity, so let us wait to see what the price will be having for us. But if price will be having that momentum to the upside and clear that external liquidity, we also have to look for buys, let's say maybe from these lower time frames, from the 1 hour time frame. We also have this point of interest here that is around that daily fair value gap. So price can also come into this area and then have that change of character. Remember, if price comes into a point of interest, we always want to look for something like this, and then we take our buys to the upside. So price can also come into this 1 hour order block that is inside that daily fair value gap, and then react from that area, and then we look for buys to the upside. So any point of interest that you mark, you always want to look for the market to confirm to you that that area is forming a reaction in the market. So that is what I think on gold. We are supposed to be looking for those buys right now. And I think price is coming for this external liquidity. So right now, that is what I think on gold. And if you have a different opinion, kindly let me know in the comment section. I also have silver as my next pair. Same thing on silver in the daily time frame. The daily time frame, we also expect price to be having a pullback. Remember, on silver, price took out the external liquidity, and right now we have that massive pullback to the upside, and we also have that order block up there on silver as well. Very good daily order block sitting just above a very good liquidity. So if price will be having that pullback into those areas, that is where I'll be expecting price to come back into, and then we look for some sales to the downside. So we have that fair value gap down there in the daily time frame. And if price will be looking to mitigate that fair value gap, we look for buys to the upside. So currently right now we have this 4-hour fair value gap as well. So let me clear this one, the daily fair value gap. So if price will be coming back down to have a pullback, that will be my best point of interest. I always like using these fair value gaps because price always wants to fill in in the fair value gaps and then have a reaction to the upside or either way. So I'm anticipating that price will be having that pullback before we have the buys. Then I'll be targeting that external liquidity to the upside. So I think silver as well will be moving the same way as gold. But let us wait for what the price will be having for us, and then we always react with how the price reacts. So if price might come up here because we already have a break to the downside, and then we have some beautiful selling opportunities, we can also react with how the price will be reacting, and we look for our selling opportunities to the downside. So currently right now we have that break, and don't be surprised if price reacts, let's maybe from this high. We also have a fair value gap in between there. So price can come to look for a mitigation of this fair value gap, and then we look for a sell to the downside. So it is always important, once we have these points of interest, you must always confirm your trade before you take any uh, entries from those points of interest. So that is what I think on silver, guys. I need to see price dropping back into this area. Once I have a change of character from this point of interest, we take our buys from that area, and then we target this external liquidity. So that is all you need to take your entry, guys. A confirmation, a change of character before you take your trade to anywhere. So my next pair is BTC USD. So from our last analysis, we didn't have our entry triggered. So we had a very beautiful analysis on BTC USD, and I told you guys that I need to see price coming back into this fair value gap before I take any buy to the upside. So price didn't come into that area. Instead, price tapped into this first fair value gap here and reacted from that first fair value gap. So you can see how you miss a trade. So we missed this entry. Personally, I was looking forward to see if price will be coming into this fair value gap, but price chose to come into this first fair value gap, reacted from that first fair value gap and went up the external liquidity. So currently right now, I still expect more buys on BTC USD, and I think price will be having a pullback. And into the daily time frame, we have a very good, let me mark it. We have a very good fair value gap here. Price has been buying, and if we want to look for more continuation entries, the upside, we need to look for a fair value gap that price can come back into, and then we have a continuation entry to the upside. So that is the daily fair value gap. Price can come into this area and react from that point to the upside. So also we also have the 4-hour fair value gap that was left down here. And if price will be looking to have that extreme pullback, that is the area where I'll be looking for my I'll be looking for my buys to the upside. So that is our break of structure. And then we also have this break here to the upside, forming a break of structure as well. And after that break as well, price came back into this extreme point of interest. We had a very beautiful reaction from that point, and then we had the buys, the upside. So currently, right now, this is the point of interest that I want to see price coming back into. And once we have the change of character from that daily fair value gap, we take our buys. Our external liquidity will be the first take profit, will be which will be giving us 1:2 risk to reward ratio, and then we target that daily fair value gap above that high. So I still expect more buys, guys, on BTC USD. So let us be very keen and let us wait for price to come into this area, the daily fair value gap. Take your trades from this point once you have your confirmation from that area, and then we target the external liquidity. So we will be targeting that daily fair value gap, guys, and we also have price targeting this external liquidity as well. So that is what I think on BTC USD, guys. So let me know what you think in the comment section if you have a different opinion. So thank you guys for being here. Don't forget to like. If you have not subscribed to this channel, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss on any analysis that we do on this channel.